High-ticket retainers are the best way to increase your income and create stability as a freelancer. But not every client is ready to sign a long-term contract, and that's okay. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use gateway offers to turn hesitant leads into clients that gladly pay for your premium monthly services. This is the same strategy I've been using for years, and I've finally broken it down into a repeatable process so you can copy and paste it into your business. So we're going to cover the 3 types of gateway offers, how to pick the best one, and how to upsell into retainers. The first thing to understand is that when clients are hesitant, it's not usually a pricing issue. It usually comes down to one of 2 things. Either they don't know that they need it because they don't understand everything that goes into it, or they don't understand the value yet, meaning they don't know how it's going to help them reach their goals. Your gateway offer should squash these objections. And the way that you do that is not by doing a ton of work. The goal of your gateway offer is to create a gap between where your client is now and where they want to be. For example, my gateway offer is a social media audit. And during this audit, I'm looking at their accounts and asking, are they following best practices and what opportunities are they leaving on the table? When I get on a call to present the audit, by the end of it, selling my core retainer offer is easy because it's the natural next step. It's so effective because it gives them clarity on what they need to do to succeed, and it sets me up for success because, like I said, it makes my retainer offer the natural next step. Is there a chance that some clients could take the audit and go and do it themselves? Yes, absolutely. But in most cases, if clients are coming to you for help, it's because they don't have the bandwidth. And usually, once you complete your gateway offer, they are going to see how much goes into it and that they actually aren't the best person to be doing it. So I mentioned an audit, and that is one type of gateway offer. You could also offer strategy or a pilot project. So let's break each one of these down so you can figure out which one is best for your business. We'll start with audits. Audits are like investigations. You are going in to identify a problem or a set of problems and writing up a report on what you find. This type of gateway offer is usually best if what you're doing is more ongoing management or optimization rather than tasks. And let's look at some green flags that you may have already noticed in your clients that this might be the right offer for them rather than going straight to a retainer. So this is really the best offer for clients who are confused. I know that I've noticed that my clients tend to be really confused about what they should and shouldn't be doing on social media because there's so much conflicting advice out there. It's also a good solution for DIY-minded clients. So maybe they want to take on some or all of the work, but they just need to understand what's working, what's not, and what needs to be done. It's also good for messy or complex systems. So maybe there's an inherited system where it really needs to be assessed before you move forward. Or maybe it's really complex and there's a lot of layers to it and a lot of room for error. And it could be good if you have clients who want to validate before they invest. Some clients just want to see the proof that you know what you're doing. You know, maybe they've been burned in the past, or they just want to get a feel for how you think and work. So in these scenarios, an audit is creating the gap by showing what's broken, the cost of not fixing it, and what actually matters and what doesn't. Once someone understands what's broken and why it matters, the natural next question is who's going to fix it? And the person who discovered the problem is usually the best person to own the solution. By the way, as I go through these offer types, I'd love to know what you're thinking about implementing in your business, so drop a comment and let me know. Now let's talk about strategy. When you develop a strategy, you are designing the detailed plan that will help a client reach their goals. That makes this a good first step when your retainer is about executing or overseeing that plan over time. So this is usually good for strategists, managers, and consultants. And you know that there's an offer to pitch a strategy when you have clients who have a ton of ideas but no direction. I've seen this a lot with startups where they want to try everything all at once, but any strategist knows that that's not a good move unless you have like unlimited budget. So the strategy is the thing that whittles it down and keeps them on track. It's also good for clients who aren't getting results with doing what they're doing. So if a client is saying, hey, we've tried this and that and it's not working, it's probably time to go back to the drawing board with a fresh strategy. And some clients just want to understand before they outsource. So they want to know what are all of the pieces that are on the board and how do we move them around before they go hiring anyone, which is perfectly understandable. And a business that's launching or doing some transitioning or repositioning, they're probably going to need a strategy or to refresh their current strategy. And the strategy creates the gap by showing what needs to happen and why execution needs ownership. It can't just be, sent out to their team and expected to get done. It needs someone overseeing. It also shows that support is essential for momentum, because when they see everything in the strategy and everything that is needed to bring the vision to life, it's going to be very clear to them that they need help. So strategy development isn't about creating the plan and handing it over to someone and disappearing. It's about designing a plan that works and showing the client that you are the right person to move it forward. Now, for those of you who are doing more task-based work, a pilot project might be the best solution. A pilot is basically a mini version of your retainer offer, and it could zoom in on one aspect of the retainer, or it could be a short trial of the retainer itself. And here are some signs that a pilot is the best thing to start with before a retainer. Number one, your client has an urgent need that needs to get done now. Maybe they're doing a launch, or there's just one specific problem that's really holding them back. This can also be good for the clients who fear commitment. Maybe they haven't worked with someone who's, taken on your role before, or maybe they've been burned in the past and they want to make sure that you're going to be a good fit. You might also come across some failed DIYers, people who have tried to do things themselves and either they don't have the time or they weren't getting the best result. You see this a lot in startups with busy founders. And your pilot project will create the gap by showing that the solution works and that doing it right matters. And at the end of a good pilot, the gap is obvious. Either you keep going or you lose momentum. It's also obvious whether or not it's a good fit. So to quickly sum up each of these offer types, audits reveal the problem, strategies show the solution, and pilots prove that the solution works. Don't forget to drop a comment and tell me which of these you've chosen or that you're leaning toward for your business. If you don't know which of these is best, or you don't know exactly what to include in your gateway offer, look at what you're already doing when you onboard a client. If you always have to do organizing or clean up files or implement workflows before you even start working, that could be a separate offer. I always found myself doing a lot of research when I took on a new client to understand what was working and what wasn't, and that is what really revealed to me that audits were the best option. Now, to clarify, I don't require that a client starts with an audit before we sign on to retainers, but if they do opt for the audit first, that allows me to onboard them a lot faster because that work is already done. After you deliver your gateway offer, don't assume that the client is going to ask you about your retainer. Instead, bake your pitch into your offer delivery. If you go the audit or strategy route, do not just email the audit or the strategy, the deck, whatever, over to the client. Get on a live call with them, and after you present it at the end, that's when you can recommend your retainer. If you're offering the pilot project, I would still try to get on a call with the client so that you can go over everything that you did, maybe explain your process, and then that's the time to pitch your next service. You have to ask in order to receive. But your pitch is only going to be effective if your clients can immediately understand that your retainer is the best solution. If you want a retainer offer that's easy to sell no matter the price point, watch this video next where I break down my offer creation strategy. This is the foundation that helps you stand out as a premium service provider.